Go Lopers.
Oh, the bird.
I cannot look at the Loper logo without seeing Kevin's face because he created it. He's quiet but mighty, and he is really a designer at heart, I think, because he has some talent in that realm.
Kevin is a sports writer and a sports editor with an amazing vision. Kevin can look at a page and see that more than half of it is blank. But Kevin has the vision to look at that empty white space and say, I've got 3 numbers and 10 words of text. I can create a graphic that will fill the rest of the page. Basically stand up and say, all right, everybody, hold my beer. I'm graphic designing.
Kevin was very level-headed in the newsroom. He was always sort of like the straight man, I think, in a lot of ways, which I think was good to have that counterbalance to the rest of the crackheads who are always occupying the newsroom.
We were producing the paper last fall, and he was working on a page, and Grace had asked him to rate his self-esteem, and I think it was like a 3 or a 4 or something. And I think to like try to comfort him, Grace just put a blanket over him when he told her not to. And there's a photo somewhere on this wall, I think, of him just sitting at his desk with this blanket on him, and he just looks miserable.
I will definitely miss that energy that Kevin brings, where it's just very chill, very sort of relaxed and level-headed. And yeah, I think we'll miss his contributions to the newspaper a lot.
My first semester here, I didn't really come into the newsroom a lot. I just wrote my stories. Then last semester, I started coming in more, got more involved. Obviously became the sports editor, co-sports editor with Grant, and the rest is history. I guess it's kind of different than a regular newspaper like the Kearney Hub. You don't kind of have the same environment like we do here, where we can all just kind of joke around with each other and have fun at the same time as being stressed at the last second with things to do with the pages and stuff like that. I'm moving to Omaha with a former member of the Antelope staff, and we're going to live in Omaha, and I'm gonna work for a small newspaper out there.
Okay, you.
Me. Grant Tig. He seemed reserved at first when I first joined the news team.
Grant went to New York with myself and some of the KLPR guys, and if Grant wasn't there, I would have been a crazy. I'm so glad Grant was there. Let's just put it at that.
He's quiet, but he is an awesome student, and I have really enjoyed teaching him. He's one that when you look at your list and sees in class, you're like, yes, Grant.
He is the biggest diva I've ever had on any student newspaper staff I've ever worked at.
It's not so much that he's like a quiet person, but more of just like he doesn't say anything until it's like impactful or funny, it seems like.
Grant, I feel like, is the glue that kind of holds the newsroom together. I think he is sort of the counterbalance to some of the other people in the newsroom sometimes, where we all might be going in one direction. I think Grant sometimes kind of grounds us in reality, and I think that that's super important to have.
His comments just on anything always seem to make everybody laugh or bring an important aspect to them, and that's something I highly respect. I
will definitely miss Grant's personality and the energy that he brings to the newsroom. I will miss sort of his level-headedness and his approach to everything. I think a lot of the time he tends to think through things maybe a bit more than we do at the newspaper. And I think he just does a good job of sort of knowing what we can realistically accomplish, and I think that's a really good thing to have, but I think he also sort of pushes us to go beyond that.
Like, we'll be wanting to go home, even though there's still so much to do, and he'll be like, but you forgot to do this. And we know, and we're like, fine, we'll work on it, but definitely having that extra motivation to get stuff done.
Grant is always still pushing us to try and go farther than that, and I think that's an amazing quality.
Just doing a group project with people that I enjoy being around every week, and doing something that we all believed in and that we all cared about and that we all put our best effort into. It was truly special to be a part of a group of people on campus like that. The late nights, for sure. I don't think, there's probably not too many jobs out there that have you working late nights like that. So I think that's what I'll miss, is being around this group of people when we probably should be sleeping or doing something like that. So I think that's what I'll miss the most.
Wait, okay, am I sitting? Okay, I do not like being on the camera. Yeah. Okay.
Mariah brings a really positive energy to the newsroom.
She was like very absent, I guess, in my first 2 semesters at the Antelope, just because she was at her office in the back. So it was like, I never thought she liked being here. But then we moved here and she got her own little corner desk.
I do think it's funny that this semester she kind of got shoved in the corner by the microwave. But no, Mariah is super cool. I feel like I've gotten to know her a lot more this semester.
I've gotten to know her more, been in class with her and stuff like that, and she's really cool, really nice.
I think I'll definitely miss just Mariah's really positive attitude.
I think she has a lot of very charismatic traits about her that just made it easier to relax around here sometimes.
She has an energy that is very positive and infectious, and so I think that will be missed.
Mariah, God, I can't, it's gonna make me cry because I can't even begin to say how much I'm gonna miss you. You make me look great, like I'm doing my job well, when in actuality, it's your ability. You are so creative and phenomenal. And like anytime anybody's like, can you get this done? I'm like, Mariah, get it done, Mariah. You truly have a gift. And I'm gonna miss your attitude. Not only are you driven to accomplish things, but your attitude, you're just always smiling and happy. Any stressors, like an ad not going like we planned, things not happening, roll off of you, and you dig in and get stuff done. And I'm really, really gonna miss you personally and professionally.
I would say just all the time spent in the newsroom, making fun of each other, hanging out, cracking jokes, and just kind of becoming a little Antelope family. I think I'm going to miss the flexibility that we have just to kind of come and go as we please. We have a lot of free time to just mess around, and I'm definitely going to miss that when I'm working in 8 to 5. I want to especially thank Michelle Widger for just always supporting me and pushing me to be my best and always being a listening ear when I was stressed out about things. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Oh man, Kristen was quiet too. I didn't think I could approach her at all. I was kind of scared of Kristen, actually.
Kristen is low-key a badass.
She'll come by and say, hey Rob, I just have a couple of quick questions. And I'll be like, sure, come on in, let's chat. And she'll ask a question and another question and another question. And eventually we'll look at the clock and it'll be like 3 hours later. And she'll be like, okay, and just one final thing.
She was always trying to work harder and get better.
She's quiet and sweet, but man, powerful woman. I think she's gonna do some great things.
She has a personality that is maybe initially reserved, but once you get to know her more, I feel like she's just as much of a crackhead as everybody else in the newspaper. Kristen is also extremely talented at the things that she does in the newspaper. She does a lot of work that isn't necessarily seen by the physical newspaper, but she still does like a tremendous amount.
I'm just gonna miss her really good energy, and she makes the most like funny jokes just under her breath during meetings, and I'm just gonna miss like looking at her and laughing with her, and just having someone really good to work with on the website.
Because she is kind of quiet a lot of the time, I feel like when she does crack up or like smile or laugh, I feel like it's very infectious, and that I don't know, it kind of spreads to everybody else, and so I think that's something I'll also miss.
I remember very vividly coming into the newsroom for the first time. It was production day and it was chaotic. Colton was there, but I didn't know him at the time, and he was wearing, you know, in true Colton fashion, a cutoff or a bro tank and his skateboard, and it was very intimidating, and Zyra was in there and people were just coming and going, and yeah, it was chaotic, but it seemed like a really fun and good time. I'm gonna miss seeing everyone in the newsroom, just kind of coming and going and learning more about them and developing those relationships. That has been, I think, one of my favorite parts, is because I come in after production day, and so a lot of times I'm there by myself. So when people come in, I really enjoy talking with them and kind of, yeah, having those relationships.
I have to start figuring out my life, which is scary, but I'm excited.
Mallory's goofy. She's just goofy, bubbly, says some out-of-pocket things sometimes, and a little bit of a bully.
Don't think that I didn't notice at the Golden Leaf Awards when my pal Tim suggested somebody in the audience come over and knock me off my knee scooter, that you leapt out of your seat to volunteer and had to be restrained by other people from basically coming over and assaulting me right there and then.
But she's funny. I like her.
I think Mallory is really cool. I think she is an extremely hard worker at the newspaper. She's constantly grinding away on her laptop every time I see her anywhere.
Really, anytime around Mallory, it's a good time. Anytime I come in here and Mallory's in here, I know I'm gonna have fun, and maybe I'm gonna get distracted from my homework a little bit, but we just have a good time every time she's in here.
I will definitely miss Mallory's humor at the newspaper. I think she has a type of humor that just works perfectly with everybody else. She just has a personality that I think is gonna really be missed.
The newsroom won't be the same without her. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I look in and there's empty chairs and she's not in there studying. She's always has something funny to say, so I'm gonna miss her.
I don't know if we're ever gonna have an investigative reporter as good as she's been over the last 2 semesters.
Before, when I started, I wasn't really close with anyone and it was kind of lonely, but then getting to see everyone in between classes and working on papers, there's a lot of camaraderie and things like that going on, and it just makes school easier. I am gonna miss writing every day, or almost every other day, because it keeps those skills up, and I'm definitely gonna miss the people here. I feel like the news folk are very special people and we kind of connect on a different level. So it's gonna be really weird when I have to leave and face adulthood without those people, so.
I'm gonna fix my eyebrows. That's like the one critique my mom gives me when she sees me after I've been in college for a while. Your eyebrows are messed up.
I guess I could say this because I think it's kind of funny, but when I first met Grace, I was definitely really intimidated by Grace.
It's actually because of her that I wish I would have came to UNK sooner.
I've admired her greatly. I admire the fact that she has strong leadership with everything that she does. She's the golden girl. Everything she touches turns to gold.
There's a whole culture built around that newsroom that Grace is responsible for.
Grace gave me a home on campus. You know, anytime I would go in the newsroom and she was in here, I just immediately felt welcomed. And that, you know, relationship has just grown ever since.
Grace is probably the most positive person I have ever met in my life. I think she is that friend who is just sort of like a beacon She just sort of has this like infectious happiness that I think she brings everywhere she goes.
Grace can have 1,000 different things on her plate and still make you feel seen and take the time to listen to you. And she's not just an editor-in-chief, she's a cheerleader, she's a friend, she's a mom sometimes. She's just an amazing person.
She just kind of brings out the best in everybody that she's around, and she doesn't really even have to do anything to do it. She just has to kind of be herself.
I can't think of a bad memory.
I'm just really gonna miss seeing her every day. Grace is just has such an infectious smile, and you know, anytime I see her, like, I just know it's gonna be a good day. And like I said before, she just really takes the time to listen and be there for you. And I'm just gonna miss seeing her smile every day.
Like I said, Grace is just sort of that friend who is like a beacon where if she's really happy, I think it just sort of spreads to everybody else. And so I think that is something that we are gonna miss a lot at the newspaper.
Her leadership and the inspiration that she brings to the newsroom, just to always keep it moving, always keep it good. Hopefully in this next semester we'll be able to continue that trend to the best of our ability, but it's definitely going to be different without her around.
The Antelope has been really special to me because I've found a group of peers who are passionate about the same things that I'm passionate about, and it's all just been a big team effort. I'm going to miss the people most of all. I love my professors and my peers. I think my UNK experience has been pretty unique because I view them kind of as like my moms and dads, or like as my communication aunts and uncles, and honestly, a lot of the Antelope staff have kind of become like my brothers and sisters too. I have full confidence that they're going to be fine next semester, even though we have a lot of seniors leaving, because we finally have a foundation and a group of students who care about it. And as long as the Antelope has that, has writers, has photographers, and students who are producing content, then it's gonna be a success no matter what.